What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on Futbol Asada. I'm your host, Andre, here with my co-host, Chris.
What up, boys and girls?
And today we got a special guest. We got my man, S4DAVES, recording with us today. What's up, man?
What up? What up? How you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good. So, as you guys can clearly see on the title, we have the Liguilla preview, our Liguilla predictions. I feel like I said this every season. This is a very anticipated Liguilla. There's going to be very big games this season. So, hopefully, they live up to their hype. So, Chris, do you want to start off? What are we doing first?
Well, we have what is it? 5 categories. Basically, the frauds, like the biggest disappointment, the biggest surprise, the runners up, and then champions and MVP. So, what should we start with? Probably frauds, maybe.
So I guess we'll go with Dave's first. Who do you have as your frauds?
I gotta go with Pumas as a fraud, bro. I don't know. I feel like they did pretty good in the season, but I don't know, when it comes to the Liguilla, it's a whole different tournament, and that's where even Cruz Azul sometimes they don't make it through these games. So my fraud list is gonna be Pumas.
I would be on board with that, to be honest. I do not like, well, as many of you guys know, I hate Puma, so I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad. That's not a bad pick. Pumas does have a very tough matchup, and I think on paper they are not as talented as Monterrey in that opening round, even though they're the higher seed. But my fraud is actually probably might be surprising. I'm gonna go with Toluca, and it doesn't really have to do much with them because I think they're a very good team. They finished second, but it's because who they're playing, and they might go home early. Like you're the number 2 seed, and if you're eliminated in the first round, like you're a fraud. Like no matter who it is, even though you're playing America, I think they got very unlucky having to play America because America, let's be honest, is usually like one of the 2, 3 best teams, if not the best team, heading into Liguilla almost every season. So I think it's a very bad matchup for Toluca, even though they did already smash them during the season. But I highly doubt that'll happen again, like another 4-0. I'm actually am predicting America to go through. It sucks to say, but I think that is going to be like one of the upsets of the first round, which makes Toluca for me like going to be the biggest fraud because they'll be the highest seed that gets eliminated in the first or in the quarterfinals.
I can't disagree with that one either. I think Toluca got very unlucky. My frauds are Tigres because I think San Luis could actually pull it off. They're one of the best home teams in the league this season. If they could get a big lead in the first game, I think it could be bye-bye for Tigres. Which one should we do next?
Maybe surprise team, maybe.
Surprise team? All right, let's go with Dave's first again.
I mean, my surprise team is gonna be your fraud, Chris. It's gonna be Toluca, and I know when we posted this, a lot of were saying that, man, Toluca making it is not a surprise, but it is a surprise if they're gonna end up beating America and getting there. I feel like they're gonna be able to take America. America's gonna have some players that are not gonna be starting today, and I feel Toluca's gonna be the biggest surprise, and it's gonna be a rematch, Cruz Azul Toluca in the final.
Oof. That'll be a banging final. I think that's the final the majority of the people are asking for. Who you got, Chris?
For me, my biggest surprise team is Monterrey. They're a 5 seed, but to be honest, I feel like they have the talent to be the number 1. I feel like they might have the most stacked roster in the entire Liguilla. I mean, you have like a midfield that has Canales, what's his name? Oliver Torres. My bad, Oliver Torres. They have obviously one of the best attacks in the league with Berterame and Brandon Vasquez. And they have the experience. I mean, this team is always in the league. Yeah, I mean, they kind of been frauding. I think they only have one title in the last 12 years. And they usually always get into the semifinals, but I think they've been kind of like choking recently. But I think this is finally the year they could probably break through, maybe make a final. I'll let you guys know in a little bit in the next prediction. But for me, that they'll be the surprise team because I think, yes, they are the 5 seed, but I actually think they'll beat Pumas pretty comfortably in the first round, and they'll be a problem for anybody else that they face in the semifinals. So for me, it'll be Monterrey.
Yeah, again, I can't disagree with you. I think their squad, debatably, is the best in the league, and they're already adding some huge names for next season. The only doubt I have for them is their coach, De Michelis. I don't know if he has it in him to go all the way. It's his first year in Mexican football. When he was at River, he was kind of iffy, so I think that's my only doubt. My surprise team, as much as I want to say my love here, beat Cruz Azul, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm gonna go with San Luis. Like I just said, I think Tigres will be my fraud team, meaning that San Luis will beat them. Like I said, they have one of the best home records, and their coach, man, I think their coach does wonders with the minimal amount of quality they have in that team. He does some great things, so I think they could pull it off and make a quite a bit of a run. Now let's go to the runners up, or should we do the runner up and champion at the same time? So the finalists,
Like
the
what our
final.
final
Yeah.
is, yeah.
All right, let's do the final then, starting with Dave's.
All right, I already mentioned this. Cruz Azul Toluca is going to be the final, the revenge for that Villaluz final that ended up almost killing my brother over there. This is going to be, I don't know. I still get nightmares from that night, and having another final Cruz Azul Toluca, I don't know. It's going to be more nightmares. I feel, but that's confidently. I feel like that's what we're going to get this year.
That's what everyone's asking for: first versus second place.
So you're a confirmed Cruz Azul fan, right? Then, Davis.
Hey, 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 hey.
Oh,
I don't. To be honest, I don't think that many people know that about you. I didn't even know you
Yeah,
were a Cruz Azul fan.
no big. Well, I guess we'll do an exclusive here. Yes, I'm a Cruz Azul fan. Big. Been a fan since so long. My dad grew up with it. I grew up with the love and arriba la máquina.
well, there we go, bro. Well, I mean, you're predicting to win the final. I mean, that'd be a banging final, to be honest. I mean, the top two teams in the league. I don't think that'll be the final, but because my final is I have Monterrey versus Cruz Azul,
We have the same final.
and I actually have Monterrey winning it. I think I don't know what it is about Cruz Azul. I mean, this will be the second year in a row. I think that they enter the Liguilla as a number one or number two, top two seed, and making the final again. But I don't think they're gonna get over the line again. I think it's Monterrey's this time. I think Monterrey is just a little bit more desperate because again, they only have one title like in the last 12 years. And Cruz Azul as well, like in the last 20 something years, but theirs was more recent. Theirs was like in 2021. And I just think Monterrey, man, I think they're just too stacked. Like they're like the type of team that's like built for like a Liguilla. Like they're they're not gonna be better, maybe not the whole season, but they do have the talent to be better than anybody like on that given day. And I just think it's theirs, to be honest. I think this is Monterrey's year. They'll win the final.
I think we got the same final, but I have Cruz Azul lifting it. Look, it
Let,
would
let me add
be
let me add one
too.
thing, bro. Let me add one thing. I
Go ahead.
just can't fathom the thought of Sergio Canales, a midfielder that played for Real Madrid at one point, and Real Betis, legends of the game, Tecatito on the team, Oliver Torres, who also played in La Liga, Ocampos, who's played in World Cups. They have all this talent. I cannot fathom, like, all those ballers in the midfield not being able to beat Charlie Rodriguez in a final. Like, are you kidding me? I can't even, like, contemplate. I can't, that doesn't even cross my mind. So that's why I can't see Cruz Azul beating Monterrey, to be honest.
It would be too good to be true, in my opinion, if Monterrey win it. There's no that Cruz Azuls have such an advantage with the coach they have and the system they play. Like I keep saying, they don't have a star player, but them collectively are insane, and that's the reason why they broke the point tally record. So, give me Cruz Azul as much as I don't want to see it, but keep in mind. I think I didn't mention America this whole episode yet, but if America lifted again, I would not be shocked. I'm just saying that right now.
The beauty of the Liga MX, my guy. Anybody could take it, man.
Yes, I think the two finals I could see happening are Cruz Azul Monterrey or the rematch Cruz Azul versus La Máquina. I mean, Cruz Azul versus America. I think it can happen again, and fuck, I think that would feed families, to be honest. Now let's move on to the MVP we all got.
I'll start off. I'm gonna go with Kevin Mir from Cruz Azul, bro. I feel like he's been coming up in important moments. He's been there. He's been that goalkeeper that, I mean, even Colombia's already getting on there, bro. So Kevin Mir, Cruz Azul, MVP. He's gonna stop everything and get that title.
Yeah, I can't lie, he's fucking beast, man. I think it's America's top two or top three best players, to be honest. He's nuts.
Cruz Azul.
What?
You said America's.
I said America?
Yeah, you said America's top two, three best players.
Oh, it's Segura Azul. But yeah, he's outstanding. I think he's a complete goalkeeper. I think him and Rodondi are two of the most important players, to be honest.
I mean, Cruz Azul gets goals, so they will need the goalie to like step up, like do his part, because the offense will probably score like a ton. But yeah, so I would agree it's in the goalie.
I think me and Chris have the same thing for here. Again, we both have Sergio Canales. I mean,
MVP.
big game player, the experience. I think he's pushed Monterrey. As good of a team they have, he's carried them a lot of times, in the big games. So I think he's gonna pull off some crazy stuff in Liguilla.
Technically the best midfielder in the entire league. I think Monterrey has every single piece needed to win a title. I mean, they have experience. They have the talent, one of the best home field advantages in the league, more superstars than everyone else. They have the best roster. I don't know how they finished as a fifth seed. Again, they might just like not have taken the regular season that serious and just been playing for this. But I don't know. I mean, it is Monterrey. They have frauded a million times before, but I think this is finally their season. I mean, every single season they bring in the best of the best players. Almost every window, they're bringing at least one baller that's like known, like either from Europe or around this region. Like there's already rumors that they're getting one of the best midfielders in the league, Deosa from Pachuca,
It's
for next
confirmed.
season. So they're already
Confirmed.
planning ahead. Oh, is it confirmed already? There you go. See, like all these years of recruitment, I think it's finally going to pay off for them. And I don't know. I feel like they'll beat Cruz Azul. I feel like Cruz Azul has like that. They have more pressure. Like you're the number one seed. You broke the points record. You just lost the final last year that you probably should have won. You were the better team, in my opinion.
No era penal.
Yeah, like I don't know. I felt like the pressure of like not choking is gonna get to them, and I think Monterrey will come through, and a big part of that will be Canales. That's why he's my MVP.
You know, that's one of the feelings I do get was that the first place team always ends up, well, not always, but majority of the time ends up being the first one eliminated. And I don't know, I
Yeah.
see a Cholos too that could surprise Cruz Azul. I see a
That
Cholos
would
that
feed families.
destroyed Atlas, bro, and I don't know, like it's a huge possibility that they have a great game today, and then Cruz Azul can't take it back on the second leg.
If we beat Cruz Azul, why can't we win the whole thing? That's the best team in the league. Why can't we? If we knock them out, why can't we win the whole thing?
Because Monterrey.
I know the perfect answer, but why not? It's our defense. Our defense sucks.
We haven't talked about Tigres because I feel like we're sleeping on Tigres too.
I'm hearing rumors that they're starting Lainez and Antuna, so I think that's that.
Oh, we're good then.
I don't know. I think Tigres is like obviously they finished third, so they're not that bad. But I feel like this is kind of like their last dance. Like they're
This is Guignac's last season, right?
most likely. I mean, I feel like it's their last dance, and I don't know. I just don't really. This is kind of one of the first years I'm not really thinking of them. Not even like as a top three. Like I'm thinking Cruz Azul. I'm thinking Monterrey,
America.
America, and Toluca. Like I'm thinking those teams before Tigres.
But if
Yeah.
they do even make the final, I think that's the GOAT debate settled. I don't think there's any more. I don't think there should be any more Cardoso debates with Guignac, to be honest. With this team, like I have no hope Tigres would go that far. I think that's done, to be honest. And the amount of finals he's made is ridiculous.
Insane.
Yeah, but I think that was our prediction. So I have Cruz Azul, Chris has Monterrey, and Dave's has Cruz Azul as well. So let us know in the comments what your guys' predictions are. We read all your comments. Click the links down below to join our socials and our Discord. And any last comments from you guys?
I think this is gonna be one of the best Liguillas in a while. I mean, I could honestly see like 5, 6 teams that realistically could probably lift the trophy. I mean, the only two that probably can't, in my opinion, are like San Luis, mainly because they've only ever made one semifinal ever, and then Cholos. I just think they would have the hardest path ever. Like they probably have to go through Cruz Azul, and then probably a Monterrey, and then probably like an America or Toluca in the final. I can't really see them doing that, but I think it's gonna be fun. There's a lot of good teams this year in the Liguilla.
The last comments, Dave?
Yeah, it's gonna be one for the books. I think Liguilla. I mean, like I said, there's all the teams that are qualified in. Man, I don't know. Everybody has a big chance of going for it. So I don't know. Cruz Azul, I think, has the highest pressure, like Chris said, because first place, everybody's looking at you. Can you do it? We'll find out.
Fingers crossed we got some banging games. We'll catch you guys next episode. Peace.